Guys, I just filmed half of the video and realised that the mic was not actually clipped onto me, so now we are trying again. We love technology. I'm still getting used to all this new stuff. If you didn't know already, I've revamped my whole YouTube system, but I'm still getting used to the little nuances of it. So if you are new around here, my name is Hannah Martin. Instagram, I asked you to ask me some questions and I wanted to run through them because I've left it for like already a week and I'm not going to put it off any longer. If you want to take part in these sort of Q&A sessions, make sure to follow me on Instagram because I put up polls all the time for you to interact with me. I want this to be a two-way thing. Also, if you want to join my email list and get motivational messages every week from me, then you can do so. The link is in the description and we can just have a good old time, a good chat and reach our goals together. Let's go for the first question. What do you think, I've read this question already, Hannah, just get the words out. What do you do / think to stay consistent even when things get tough? This is a great question. I think the biggest question you have to ask is the why behind why you're doing something or why you don't want to do something. The question why is really, really important. For example, my rehab, staying consistent has actually been a bit detrimental to me and pushing through tough times. For example, remaining consistent, I'm going to do ballet class every day. But then one day I wake up and I don't want to do ballet class. I don't ask myself why, I'm just like, well, I'm going to do it anyway because, you know, we have to remain consistent, we have to push through it. But if I really seriously asked the question why, it was because my ankle was hurting and I probably should have taken the day off and tried again the next day. So the why in that question is important because sometimes it's a warning signal to our bodies that maybe we actually just need to take a chill pill. Now, when we ask the question why, and the why is, well, I just don't really feel like it, you know, I'm tired, maybe tomorrow. That is when you have to push through. I don't feel like doing this, but I know it's the best thing for me. Asking the question why will help you ascertain whether it's actually a good thing to do in your consistent journey or if it's a bad thing to do. The other thing with consistency is planning. Planning is everything. Because on the days that you don't feel like doing it, but it's set in the plan, when I write a list, like for example, I didn't really fancy filming this video. I just wanted to lie in bed and sleep. But I'm here filming the video because it was on my plan of things to do. So I remain consistent with my channel because I plan when I want my videos to go out. So when you plan and you set goals, it helps you remain in that consistent routine. Man, when I talk, I don't know why my face goes so flushed. I'm like red as a beetroot. Just need to like cool down for a second. Temperature. Overheating. I flush really easily in my face. I just turned my heating off and drank some water. Hopefully that should help calm my face down. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh, 5 years. I think more than anything, I want to mature as a performer. I really want to solidify myself as a very strong classical dancer as well as contemporary. But the classical side, I really want to get to that next level. And I think I would love to experience more in that world. I feel like I've only really scratched the surface. So I think in 5 years' time, I really want to have seen myself progress in that area. I think another thing is I wouldn't mind being in a relationship within 5 years. I know you can't plan those sort of things, but I'll be 27 by then, but who knows? God has got all of that in hand. And this YouTube channel, I see big things for it in the next 5 years. Taking the YouTuber course and everything. I hired my first editors this week, which is just like absolutely mental. So I'm excited to see where that's going to take me and the journey this is going to go on. I have big dreams and aspirations for both my ballet career and also whatever I'm doing here on YouTube. How have you been? If you haven't been following along, it's been a pretty tough time for me recovering from surgery. It's definitely not been as smooth as I was hoping it was going to be. If you watch my last few videos, I talk a bit more about the process that I've been through, some flare-ups that I've had, mentally struggling a little bit with just the amount of time that I've had to take off and be separated from doing something I love. I'm just so passionate about it that it hurts not to be able to do it, but every time I try I seem to be in quite a lot of pain. But I do feel like we've turned a corner. For so long my ankle has felt like an extra limb. It hasn't felt like part of my body, and yesterday I felt like the ankle was accepted back into the body. It was like, okay, now we're on the right track, we're on the right course to hopefully actually getting better. Whereas before it was just always swollen. Now it's not so swollen. I feel like we can actually work towards getting better, building my technique, and getting back to dancing. How to link our art form with faith, not in a self-centered way, but for God's glory. This is a difficult one. I definitely feel like it's hard because we often place our identity in what we do, so we can think we're doing something for God, but in actual reality, if we really ask ourselves, the bottom line is we're doing it for us. And I definitely misplace this sometimes myself. I think the best way to stay with a God-centered life, and it says it in the Bible, is to remain connected to Him. It says that we are transformed by the daily renewal of our minds, and that is coming to Him, praying, reading His word, and that is a way that we know we can stay in alignment with Him. So that's why I try and do my daily quiet times. I can't say I've been the best at it recently because my sleep has been so bad, but it's important to have that in your daily routine. It's a relationship. You and God is a relationship, so you can bounce off of Him. Hey, should I do this? Is this what you want me to do? Is this the direction you want me to go in? Sometimes you won't get a direct answer, but I always have peace in the asking. Generally, if we ask Him and seek Him, that is the best we can do. And we learn along the way. It's part of a Christian's journey to learn how to interpret what we hear. Do you think being a high achieving type of girl equals being harder for us to have a boyfriend? I think it's hard because we are so focused and I don't often stop long enough to have a proper conversation. I intentionally spend time with my friends. Obviously, they're my girlfriends. I do think it's harder, but you know, comment down below. I know a load of high achieving girlies who have amazing relationships, so I don't know, maybe it's just us, who knows? I'm probably not the best one to ask because I've never actually been in a proper relationship. What are you most looking forward to in being injury free? So many things. I think I'm just looking forward to the feeling of dancing without pain. I know that sounds so generic, but being able to dance in freedom again without the fear of injury. Because I've had a bone taken out, the injury is actually gone. I just need the foot to recover and adapt back to training. So I think the thing I'm most looking forward to is not having daily pain in everyday life, which has been for the last 4 months, and also getting to do a training session and know that I could probably still go out for a walk afterwards, not having to ice all the time. The ice bath, I literally want to burn it now, but at least it is helping me. And going to bed and knowing the next day I'll be able to wake up and still dance, that is something I have missed because the swelling has been so unpredictable. Would you go on a dance mission trip? Yes, my parents were missionaries and my mum did prophetic dance around the world. When I was a kid, I used to go with her, so I have done dance mission trips before and I absolutely loved them. I would love to do it again. Do you have any advice you can share to aspiring dancers? Yes, I mean, there's so many things. What can I pick for this video? Maybe this is going to sound like a weird one actually, but take care of yourself because no one else can do that for you. Making sure you're checking in with yourself regularly. If you take care of you, that's also going to show in your work as well. What are your favorite post-workout dance snacks? I'm not a huge snacker. I like to have big meals, which I know is not really great for your insulin levels and whatever, but like that's just the way I like to have, after a meal, to feel like really quite full and satisfied. I used to make this really nice homemade oat banana bread, really like that. I will link that video down in the description below. I made that all the time as a student and for the first few years as a professional. I probably ate it a bit too much and went off of it. I also love Trek bars. I know they've probably got some additives and sugar in, but they were just so yummy and easy to grab as a quick snack. Misfit bars as well. What was the flavour that I liked? Was it Misfit? I like Misfit bars. What's the one that I buy? Why can't I remember the name of it? Okay, I'm gonna put it on the screen because I will hopefully remember. This is the flavour that I like. This is the brand. On the way to work, if I'm having a day where I'm super hungry, I'll grab that and munch it down before class. Any tips for someone in vocational ballet school going into professional? That transition is hard, I'm not gonna lie. You're in your graduate year, you are in everything, you are doing everything, you are worked down into the ground. Then you enter a ballet company. Now it depends what ballet company you're joining, but then you are back at the bottom of the rung and you are not as busy. Sometimes you have super spare days because you're not necessarily cast to do loads of things straight away. You have to learn how to use your spare time. It's very strange and it's a bit of an adjustment. Slowly but surely you actually become super busy again, so it's not going to be forever, but those first few months, I remember working in the studio too much and actually getting injured. You really do have to manage yourself and learn how to be a regular person outside of dance, outside of your job, because it does become your job. Whereas before it was like your passion, and it still is your passion, but you need to give yourself a bit of work-life separation. I'm still trying to work on that myself, but I would say try and start that from day dot. Did you ever give up your academics for ballet? I was homeschooled, so throughout my whole rhythm gymnastics career, I did schooling from home. I did my A-levels and I did my diploma at Elmhurst, and then I upgraded it to a degree, long distance. I wouldn't say I sacrificed my academics in any way. Could I have focused on them a bit more? Maybe. I would have loved to have got my maths A-level, but because I did my A-levels within basically a 6-month period, I didn't get the chance to finish my maths A-level. I just did dance and English literature. I don't think I sacrificed my academics. In fact, my English teacher, when I was doing my English A-level, was like, you should really consider going to university and doing English. I really want you to reconsider maybe going to ballet school. So yeah, I do love English, and I think it's something that I might want to do a degree in one day as well. You've done gymnastics and now ballet. Any thoughts of returning to gym? Any plans for an academy? No, I don't think I could return to Rhythmic now. The extremes of that sport are absolutely mental, and I haven't touched a piece of apparatus in ages. I do sometimes have weird dreams where I've gone back to Rhythmic, especially if I've watched the Olympics or an event of Rhythmic. It all comes back, and suddenly my coaches are walking around in my dreams. My ballet people are also there, and they mix in this kind of merge of dreams. It's very weird. I loved my time as a rhythm gymnast. I do feel like it was maybe cut short slightly, but I'm grateful for the journey that I've been on. If you want to learn more about that journey, I have this video right here. I will put it in a card that you can watch, and it goes more in depth about that journey and experience. How is your recovery and rehabilitation going? I think I covered that a little bit earlier. It's going better. Not the best, but better. Would you ever try Gainer Minden point shoes? Now, I have put Gainer Mindens on before, and I do like the look of them, but I have realised Merle was quite similar because it had a different arch to them. But Freed for me is where I feel most comfortable, and it's taken me way too long to get into Feed to consider changing again. I'm a former rhythmic gymnast but had to retire. I don't have time to work out. What can I do? This is difficult. I would say if you don't have time to work out, maybe making sure you're getting your steps in. If you have like a lunch break, going for a walk, or if you have the option to walk to work, I think walking is a great way just to kind of keep your body moving, and especially since my surgery, walking's been a great way to help me get back in shape without pushing my body too hard. So that could be a really good way. Also, sometimes I get up just a tiny bit earlier in the mornings to get a stretch in. My full body flex course just takes 20 minutes in the morning. I will link that down below. But yeah, that is a tricky one. I think for your mental health, it'd be good to try and keep moving your body in some way, but it doesn't have to strictly be a workout. There's lots of ways to keep your body active without it being officially a workout. Advice for a dancer really wanting to excel but has limited access to high quality training. My dear, you've come to the right place. There has been times where I have trained myself in my garage for months on end, but there is so much good content out there online now. There are so many good courses, so many good YouTube videos that you can learn and push yourself. It can only take you so far, but you can learn so much on your own. Trust me, I'm living proof. I would say look what's out there. There's Ballet with Isabella platform, which is amazing. Just utilize what you have online, because there is a library of amazing content out there. What would be your dream role to dance one day? Definitely Juliet. I love the story. Also Manon is really pretty. Did you need your graduation from normal school in any way? Not yet. I needed my diploma from Elmhurst in order to top it up to a degree, but I haven't yet used that degree. I think it is going to be instrumental and important for me sometime in the future. I don't know how or why, but I think I'm really going to appreciate that I've done it. What does your quiet time structure look like? I love to see how other people connect with him. At the moment, the structure is not great. Sometimes I'm in a really good rhythm and I have a good structure. A few weeks ago, I would start by writing my thoughts out to him, how I was feeling, being really open with him, and then just wait and hear his response. I would just usually write out if I just felt something in my heart. Other times I like to worship, just put some Hillsong on or something and just sing. I feel sorry for anyone who has to hear me because I am not a singer. Unfortunately, I'm not a triple threat. Only God gets to hear my singing. Those are the kind of things that I like to do. And of course, read the Bible. I have this Bible app actually on my phone, which gives me segments of the Bible to read each day. And that helps me because sometimes I feel a bit lost when I open my Bible at the moment. Not all the time, but like there's been some moments where I'm like, I just don't even know where to start. So that Bible app is really good. I'll put the little thing on the App Store on the screen here. What age did you start ballet? I think I started ballet at the age of 3, but it was like baby ballet. Then I stopped because we moved to London, and I started again when I was 8. I carried on throughout my rhythmic gymnastics career doing ballet in various ways. I really focused on it fully when I was 14 for 8 months. Then I went back to full-time rhythmic. I went back to ballet at 16, and I've been doing it till now, 22. It's been a bit of a journey, and I need to do a full video on all of that. Fave leotard brands, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have loads, but my top 3 at the moment is Dellalo Milano. I love their stuff. It's an Italian brand. I actually went to visit their boutique in Milan, and I got styled by their personal stylist there. Their designs are unique, beautiful, elegant, everything you want as a ballet dancer. Number 2, Sonnet Dance. I've got some fun stuff coming up with them very soon. They just sent me a package and I cannot wait to open it. And I just, again, they're quite chic, elegant designs, more minimalistic, which I quite like. And yeah, there's something about them that's very me. And thirdly, Yumiko. I love a Yumiko, like a good plain Yumiko. Again, the cut, like I don't like too extreme colors, I don't like too extreme designs, I like it quite sophisticated, and so Yumiko really does that for me. What do you love most about ballet? Musicality, movement, discipline, etc. I think it's that moment when you connect with the music, or you're just lost in the movement and you can feel every muscle of your body working together to create this magical moment. Especially technique wise, I think it's quite fascinating when you've worked on something for so long and then you suddenly see it all coming together and you realize, wow, this is why I've done ballet class every single day for the last 3 years, because I can see that turnout that I've been thinking about up here actually now becoming real in my body. That visualization I've been giving myself of my feet, it's taken me years as a professional dancer to shape my feet, and I'm still working on it. I finally see it becoming a reality in my body, and I feel like those things I get so much satisfaction out of. And of course, when you do a big role, when you come off stage, it's like the most exhilarating experience when you've literally captured an audience with your movement. There's no feeling like that. It's a feeling I really want to experience more in my career. What's one thing that helped you overcome a mental block? I believe, obviously, my faith, when I just bring it to God, if I'm really having a mental block, I think there's still things that I'm overcoming. I think my biggest mental block is kind of my own self, like how hard I am on myself, and I'm still working on that one. So come on this journey with me, click the subscribe button and we'll see where we go. How could you learn ballet that good after RG? Trust me, there's always still so much to learn. I think that's the biggest approach that's good when it comes to ballet, is to know that even if you know everything, there is still more to learn. When I first came to ballet, I was still quite sad over the loss of my rhythmic career. That was a difficult start, but I was determined to do whatever it took to get to the standard that I was capable of. To be honest, I don't feel like I've quite reached that standard yet, which I guess is a good thing because you can always be better. I'm glad I still have the motivation knowing I can be better, but it took a lot of just doing the work. The way to get better at ballet is by doing ballet, and I supplemented that with progress in ballet technique, floor bar. How do you stay in shape? I like to do cardio, like cross trainer. I'm doing 20 minutes on the bike and 20 minutes on the cross trainer right now, while I'm not really able to do much cardio ballet wise. Obviously, it's not the same as doing ballet cardio where you're doing a full-on swan lake or something, but it's what I'm able to do right now. Target your weaknesses, see what you're not good at, and figure out ways to make it better. I found the movements that I just found impossible, and I either practiced them to death, which I don't always recommend now because I realize that caused quite a few overuse injuries, or you find someone who can help you. So I work a lot with this guy called Harvey Klein. I will link him down below because he is excellent at what he does and he helped me improve so much. Have you ever considered trying therapy/counseling? I definitely have. I think counseling and therapy is something that everyone should consider. I think there's always things that we can improve, just like you would go to a physio for physical need. Mentally, we can be the same. Sometimes we're not ill or broken, we just need a little bit of help, a few exercises, a few mental strategies to help us get better. So it's definitely something I've considered. I'm looking into it and I think it could really help me on my journey. So yes, I've definitely considered it and I'm gonna see what happens. If you were offered a spot in the Olympic Games but you had to give up ballet, would you do it? That is a difficult question. Obviously, Olympics was my dream. I worked so hard to get there, but didn't get the opportunity to even try and qualify. I don't regret my journey that I've been on. So I guess in that sense, no. I feel like where I am now is where God wants me to be. That will always be a dream that has never come true, and I'm gonna need to live with that. And I'm okay. I went to the Commonwealth Games, which was the most amazing experience. How old were you when you went on point? I was 12 years old. went in dance here in London, tried them on my 12th birthday and loved every moment of it. Who is a ballerina you look up to? There's a few different ballerinas for different reasons. I feel like Tyler Peck really stands for something like a ballet figure that's a bit different, a bit quirky. She's quite active on social media as well, which I can relate to. And then you have Maria Horova, who's insane flexibility, which she used to be a rhythmic gymnast, so I feel like I can relate to that. Marinella, obviously everyone loves Nella. Her technique is absolutely flawless and I could just watch it all day. She also performed with us in the Birmingham Royal Ballet once. In Don Q, I was live on stage with her as a Sagadia girl. Her personality, she would look you in the eye. While she was in an arabesque or something, she would literally make eye contact with you. She was not doing the role, she was living the role. I think that's something I really aspire to. Do you have any advice for dancers who started later and feel behind? I feel you. I have been there focusing on what you need to work on and your own journey and trying to kind of block out everybody else, because again, it's your journey, it's you. That is really helpful, because if you waste energy thinking of what other people are doing or how much further ahead they are, you're not using it to actually get yourself going further. So I think focus on what you can control, what you can improve in each moment, and then you'll find you will get better if you are intentional. Intentionality is key. Find things to be intentionally working on and you'll speed your way to success, because a lot of people go through the motions and never actually focus on specific elements. If you're trying to do the process faster, be intentional, plan, and you will hopefully see success come your way. Random, but how tall are you? I believe I'm 5'4". Yeah, a lot of people meet me in person and see me on YouTube and they're like, you are shorter and smaller than I thought you were. I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But tips for injuries, specifically osteotrigonum syndrome, love the vids and inspiration. Girl, I had 2 surgeries now. I can talk to you about osteotrigonum syndrome all day. I could probably do a whole separate video on it. I think the main advice I would give you is when you feel that pinchy pain in the back of your ankle, it is not an opportunity to push into it. You need to respect the pain and the restriction. Do not force your ankle if it is restricted, because you are just going to cause more inflammation, more pain. Obviously, this is just my experience. Always consult with a physio and a professional. For me, it's like, do not push into that pain, because you are just going to make it worse. And that's what I've done in this recovery. I thought I was moving the swelling, but I was actually pushing into pain and it didn't turn out too well. So now I'm respecting the pain a lot more and I'm actually in a lot less pain, surprisingly, right? Yeah, that's what I would recommend with osteotrigonum syndrome. Don't push into the restriction of the pain, because it will just make it worse. How has this recovery process affected your mental health? I feel like I talked about this a little bit before, but it has taken a huge toll. I thought it was going to be a 3-month recovery period, so I kind of set that in my brain, and because it hasn't been, it's difficult to understand that this is not the way it was meant to be. But your body is your body, and you know, we have to adapt, we have to overcome, we have to move on. I think seeing people performing in Birmingham right now is mentally difficult, because that's all I really want to do. I want to be with my colleagues performing, and to know that I'm still not in a place where I can do that, even though I've put so much hard work in, is something I'm still trying to accept. Can you share your full week of training right now, including home workouts and rest days? This is a great video idea. I don't know why I haven't thought of this, like actually just doing a video where it's not necessarily a vlog, but it's like a full showing all my workouts and my training and the days off that I do. So thank you for that. I have now a folder with all my video ideas, and I'm going to add that one right after I finish this video, which brings me to the end of this. I can't believe I've just saw my monitor. It's 31 minutes long. Wish me luck in the editing process. It is time for me to make my dinner, so I'm going to head off. I hope you have enjoyed this video and enjoyed just a little chat with me. I really appreciate all your support, especially my last video. It's meant the world. I hope that you will continue coming on this journey with me. It's a learning experience, and boy, it's sometimes a tough one, but I hope that some of the things I might have said in this video might help you, inspire you, and bring you further on your journey towards your goals and dreams. And in that spirit, I say dream big and make it happen.